Wally West has been on the run from Captain Cold and his team until Cold decided to release Grodd. Welcome to the Comicstorian Complete Story Series, where you get audio dramas of your favorite comic books, helping you decide what to go out and add to your collection. Today, we continue Absolute Flash with issue 3 by Jeff Lemire. I hope you enjoy. Wally can't hold it together. Energy crackles around him as he becomes unglued to time once more. He has a moment of connection and opens his eyes again. He is in the chamber, and the strange energy is arching between him and Barry Allen. He has just killed Barry. Fear fills him, and Wally starts to run. His body becomes a blur as he dashes past his father. Energy sparks around him as he runs out of the lab in the blink of an eye. But he is dragging something. No, not something. Someone. He can sense it. He glances back and sees Barry in his strange suit, being dragged along Wally's path. But it's different. Wally is pure speed, but Barry's death is slow and agonizing. Wally finally comes to a stop in the cave and looks back. Barry reaches a hand for him. The skin has peeled away from his flesh, and parts of his body are on fire. "Wally, help me!" Barry gasps. Wally keeps running. In moments, he finds himself on a farm. He moves slower now, opening the door to the barn and collapsing inside. He needs to slow down, needs to stop. He curls up on bags of feed and closes his eyes. Darkness takes him. Nearby, Snart is on the phone with Command. "Yes, sir. No, sir. I know, Colonel, but the target exhibited extreme side effects from the accident. It was pretty wild, sir," Snart reports. But Colonel West is shaking his head on the other side of the line. "That target is my 15-year-old son, Captain. I don't want excuses. I want my boy back alive," Colonel West snaps at him. Snart nods and glances back at the armored vehicle, where his team of rogues is waiting for their next order. "I understand. We have deployed the monkey," he says. Back at command, Thawne tells Colonel West that they have the visual feed from Grodd as it appears on the main screens. They watch as the small test subject makes his way through the plains, spying the farm in the distance. Grodd moves forward and makes his way into the barn, where he finds Wally asleep. "Eek!" Grodd calls out. Wally wakens with a start and looks to the small green creature, pushing himself backwards in fear. But he stops as Grodd cocks his head at him, squeaking again. I saw you at Fort Fox. You were in the lab," Wally whispers. Grodd reaches out his hand, the tip of his finger glowing. "Eek!" "Huh, okay. Hi," Wally says as he reaches out and gently touches Grodd's fingertip. Suddenly, Grodd's eyes begin to glow, and Wally's matches him. Another moment of connection. Images of each other's lives flash before Grod and Wally's eyes. Grodd sees Wally's loneliness, his anger at his father, meeting Barry Allen, and the accident. But the memories go back farther. Grodd sees Wally's mother and her death to cancer. Him and his father are standing before her gravestone, the moment that Wally's loneliness began. They have another moment of connection as Wally sees Grodd with his mother and her death at the hands of poachers, of being captured and experimented on. Wally finally pulls away, shifting away from the telepathic monkey as he clutches his head in pain. But now, he hears a new voice, Grodd's voice, in his head. "Wally! Wally, Grodd! Wally, Grodd, same!" Grodd tells him. He places a hand gently against Wally's head. I'm scared, Grodd. I don't know what to do. Wally thinks back, but Grodd shakes his head.
Wally no scared. Wally Grodd same.
Grodd thinks to him. But the pair are interrupted as a strange noise whirs from outside. The pair walk to the barn door, and as they open it and look up into the sky, they see a small boomerang-shaped drone in the distance. What is that? Wally whispers. But the drone starts dipping down towards them, charging up. Oh shit! Wally shouts as it fires a blast that destroys the barn, knocking the two away. They're coming! Wally says as he looks back and sees the armored vehicle speeding towards them. Wally's body starts to work at high speed again, shifting as the energy begins to crackle around him and becoming unhitched again. He's still scared. Scared of what he did. Scared of what he might do with this power. But Grodd is there now and reaches out a hand, placing his finger gently against Wally's forehead.
Wally no scared. Wally and Grodd. Grod and Wally.
Grodd tells him as the small creature turns away and steps forward, glaring at the incoming armored vehicle. Inside, Snart glances out the window and readies his cold gun. He does not like what he sees. Shit! The monkey's gone rogue! Snart shouts at his team. Trickster looks up from her place at the steering wheel. What? That can't happen! He's not supposed to! She starts to shout, but Grodd's telepathy hits her mind, and she suddenly brings the vehicle to a screeching stop. On the roof above them, Boomerang launches off the top, barreling towards the two targets with his boomerang glider. But Wally has had enough. Energy sparks around him. Stay here, Grodd. I've got this. He shouts as he dashes forward. He rushes towards Boomerang, dodging around his drones as they fire energy blasts at him. His body seems to shift again, and he lashes out and seems to be in two places at once, launching up and punching Digger hard enough to knock him out of the air and send him careening to the ground.
Wally go!
Grodd thinks to him quickly as the monkey rushes to keep up. But Wally shakes his head and holds out a hand to his new friend. What? No. Together. We go together. Wally thinks to him. Grodd smiles and climbs up onto Wally's shoulder. Energy crackles around them, and Wally dashes away in a burst of energy. In moments, they are standing in the cave once more, and Wally looks down on the body of Barry Allen. Sadness overwhelms Wally as he thinks about how he killed the scientist in a burst of his new power. Shortly, they are standing under the moonlight outside, having properly buried Barry. Wally holds the strange containment suit that Barry was wearing, and he realizes that he can't outrun the things that he's done, or these new powers. He just needs to live in the moment. This brings about a moment's clarity, and he pulls on the new suit. As the sun begins to come over the horizon, Wally starts to run. Energy sparking around him as Grodd sits on his shoulder, smiling at the speed. Wally is finally free. And that concludes issue 3 of Absolute Flash. Wally has finally come to terms with what has happened and has donned the new suit as the Absolute Flash. What kind of adventures are he and Grodd going to get themselves into? You'll just have to stay tuned to find out next time. But what did you think of today's story and this origin for the Absolute Flash? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed the video, be sure to like it and share it with your friends. And if you want more, you can subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications to get alerted when new videos are released. I'm Dan with Comicstorian, and we will see you next time. Rest in peace, Benny.